Session 10, the benefits of the marriage blessing. We have seen that an important step in life is marriage. An intercultural marriage blessing contributes to peace, especially when it takes place in the presence of tens or even thousands of other couples. It can amplify the mutual support for a sustainable marriage and multiply the building of bridges between nations, cultures, religions, and ethnic groups. The blessing for world peace is a ceremony for all people. It's a rededication of marriage for already married and faithful couples, but it's also a marriage celebration for newlyweds. It deliberately transcends cultural and religious barriers. And a blessing ceremony can be officiated according to needs, anytime, at any place. It all started with the blessing of 36 couples in 1961, following the blessing of Sun Myung Moon and Hak Ja-han in 1960. And it has developed to become an interreligious event after the founding of the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. And here we see this full Olympic stadium that had the participation of 30,000 couples in 1992. It expanded to be the blessing of ambassadors for peace of the Universal Peace Federation. And here you can see people from different ethnic groups wearing their traditional clothes and getting blessed together in the UN building in New York. The ceremonies have been supported by the prayers of representatives of different faiths. It means these great, courageous religious leaders accepted to stand next to one another, accepting that every religion has value and declaring that the blessing of all these couples comes from the source of all religions, from God, the same God. Some have received persecution from the followers of their own faith. Remember that Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi were killed by their own people, unable to have such open heart and minds as their leaders. The blessing for world peace starts with the holy wine ceremony, signifying a renewal, connecting to the original love, life, and lineage. Then it goes on with this blessing ceremony symbolizing that we're one human family united with our common origin beyond any kind of barriers. And then the couples give their vows, and elements of the vows are to share the common ideal of creation, to be faithful to each other, to inherit the tradition of true parents, and to build a family that invests itself in achieving a world of peace. And then there is a ceremony to remove resentment, and that is to acknowledge and overcome historical, ancestral, and personal misconduct between men and women. After that, the couples go through a period of purification and renewal, and that is done through 40 days of sexual abstinence for a new beginning. And that new beginning is a 3-day intimate ceremony to completely change substantially and make a new start in the conjugal life. So now, questions of session 10. How do you feel about a marriage blessing concelebrated with other couples? What might be the consequences for religious leaders of different faiths who pray together for intercultural couples? What do you think of renewing marriage vows for already married couples?